Hi, my name's Megan and welcome back to my channel. So, a couple of you have been asking and I feel like I should talk about it now, seeing as I have been on YouTube for over a year now. And that is the topic of being a small creator and like dealing in real life. So a lot of you have asked me advice on like telling your friends or telling your family on, how do you go about avoiding the topic with coworkers and different things, all kind of like that. So I figured I would make one video and kind of discuss it rather than like answer each and every one of you individually, because it seems to be a pretty hot topic. So let's back up. So I have been on YouTube for now over a year. I also have been blogging for 2 years. So in short, I have been on the internet for quite a while, And on top of everything else, I also do Instagram, I do Twitter, I am on Pinterest, and I'm on Facebook, and not really Snapchat anymore, but I used to be on Snapchat a lot. So a lot of times, a lot of people will find out just by me giving them my phone number, and then my Twitter pops up, and then this whole new world of like people and things, and then they're like, oh my god. So to be quite honest, I don't actually tell people. I don't go out of my way to tell people, especially not when I first meet them. So my family and my closer friends, they found out because I was posting it on social media, and obviously they found out that way. Some people I did tell, some people just kind of found out. As far as like coworkers and stuff went, when I was first starting out, so especially when I was first like blogging and stuff, I kept it a secret. I didn't tell my coworkers, I didn't tell my family, I really didn't even tell my friends. Only a few of them knew. Then I started doing YouTube. I realized that eventually they would find out about it, that eventually it was going to pop up or it would be a suggested thing. So I figured I'll just put it out there. So I just sort of like started putting it out there. I started, posting about it on Facebook, and then they would see it. Now, the trickier part is when I meet new people. So a lot of times when I meet new people or people who don't follow me on social media, or who don't add me on Facebook, for example, they don't know. And a lot of times I get asked, especially at work, a lot of people will ask me, like other coworkers and stuff, they'll ask me, oh, what do you do on the weekends? I film YouTube videos, I edit blog posts, I answer emails, but I don't actually tell them this because while I am totally like okay with anybody's opinion on the matter, because it's my opinion versus yours, and reality is this is something I love, not something you have to love. But I don't want to answer all the questions. As crazy as that sounds, like, what do you mean, Megan? Like, it should be a piece of cake, right? But it's not. So a lot of times I just lie. Oh, I go out with my friends. Oh, I just, I hang out around the house. I do house things, or I don't lie, but I don't tell the full truth a lot of the time. So, the truth is, I don't care to tell people, I just don't want to answer the questions. For a lot of reasons. So there are a couple of people who I've met, like I've had a couple coworkers who I've met, and I'll tell them about YouTube, and I'll tell them about my blog, and some of them are like, oh my god, that's so cool, and they think it's really cool, and they're into it, and they get into it. And then I've had coworkers who are just like, oh, okay, and they accept it, and then never ask me about it again and act like they don't see it. And then I have coworkers who straight up think I'm insane and think that I'm dumb, and who pretty much have told me that putting my life out on the internet, putting myself out on the internet like I do, is going to be my downfall. And that in itself is one of the scariest things when you tell somebody something personal, as for, if you're a blogger or a YouTuber, blogging, YouTube, social media, if you're doing it in a sense like this, you probably really like it, and you've probably put a lot of amount of time into building this platform and building up your persona, and you've probably spent so much time and you're so passionate about it, and then to hear somebody say, whoa, that's dumb, why are you doing that? It's like, it's almost like a slap in the face, really. But the thing is that's their opinion, and I have to say, if you're going to be on YouTube in particular, I think blogging is a tad different. You have to have a thick skin. You have to be able to handle hate comments. You have to be able to handle people who don't agree with you. You have to handle people who think your editing sucks. You know, you have to be able to handle those things, because behind those keyboards, people say some really harsh things. So I personally think that if you can handle that part of it, then you should be able to handle like people criticizing you. However, I will say that whenever it comes down to, if someone thinks that whatever you're doing is dumb and they talk down about it, just walk away. Don't engage. Don't make a big fuss about it. It's not worth it. Let me be clear. Arguing with someone about the point of doing YouTube, it's dumb. There's no point. 0 point. 0. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to cover, is people ask me a lot, how do I find time to film? And it's funny because people say that, and then I have like months, like the last couple months, where I'm putting up only a video a week, and sometimes I'm missing, and they're not the days I said I was going to upload, and different things like that. So here's the thing. I'm not perfect at this. This isn't my job. I make no money doing this. 0. I've never made a single penny doing this. So because of that, this isn't my job, and this isn't my first priority always. I would love to sit here and say I schedule out time and I make sure that I always have time, and for the most part I do try and do that. However, there have been more than one occasion where I will just like not be able to, or I'll forget about it, or I won't be feeling good, and then that's the only day to film, or it's rainy outside so it's dark in my apartment and I can't film. There are going to be days like that. And the reality is sometimes YouTube for me gets put on a back burner. You know, if this was my job and I was scheduling time to like record and making it a full-time thing, then yeah, I may be, you know, better about keeping a schedule. And I do like keeping a schedule, and I like uploading on a schedule. However, when you have a job and you have appointments and you have a life and you have all these different things, sometimes they do get in your way. And what all these people who do this as a job never explain when they say, oh, I don't know why they can't upload more, I don't know why they can't do this, or I don't know why, they don't explain that this is their job. So their job is to sit in front of a camera, film themselves, do the research, edit it. This is their job. They're getting paid to do this in some form or fashion, whereas us smaller creators, we're not getting paid to do this. This is just a hobby. This is something I am so passionate about and I love, but I don't make any money from it. I have to think about that. I have to think about my future. I have to think about my job. I have to think about, you know, what are my realistic goals when it comes to this. You know, some people, they do daily vlogging and that works for them. My life is so boring. You know, I thought about daily vlogging. However, it's just not worth it. I mean, y'all would see me do the same thing 5 days a week. You know, I'd go to work, come home, you know, I'd make coffee, cook dinner, all that stuff. That's all I do every day. So it's not as if like my life is super interesting. I work 5 days a week. So, you know, that's the reality. There have been weeks where it is rainy all week. So then I can't film because I don't have lights. I use natural light. So as far as finding time, I'm going to say this. Smaller creators, don't beat yourself up if you can't get a video up. Don't beat yourself up because you couldn't film this week. Don't beat yourself up because you had to miss an upload. It's going to happen. Yes, try and plan and try and make scripts and try and, make a layout as to like when you'll be able to film, but don't beat yourself up because you couldn't. Life happens, and until this is your career, until this is your job, until this is something you do for a living, you have to make sure that you have your priorities straight. If this isn't, a job or a career or something you are getting paid to do, then this may not be a priority. It might not be first priority. Maybe this is your third priority. I mean, the reality is you have to prioritize sometimes, and sometimes other things come above YouTube, and that is perfectly fine. So that is my take on being a small creator and living life and being in real life situations. If you want me to talk about anything else, or if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in another video, go ahead and leave them down in the description below. I would be more than willing to talk about it or answer your questions. So make sure you leave a comment. And yeah, that's it for this video. And if you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It means the world to me. And if you wouldn't mind, click the red subscribe button right down below. And I will see you on in my next video. Bye, y'all.